Hi everyone, so today I'm here with my review of Red by Alison Cherry. So Red was one of those books that I was intrigued about as soon as I heard about it. A whole town that's a sanctuary to redheads? Yeah, this book just completely got my interest. Unfortunately, most of this book kind of just fell flat for me. It wasn't anything spectacular, but it wasn't completely terrible either. I just didn't connect with the story that much because I was constantly questioning it, but there were parts of this book that I enjoyed. The whole idea of having a town where redheads hold all the power was intriguing, but the way it was written did leave me slightly confused. I was constantly wondering why people with blonde, brown, black hair, or whatever colour hair still lived there, because they were treated horribly. They were never given a chance, and they couldn't do anything because everything was focused on the redheads, and I just didn't understand why they stayed in the town. I also didn't understand how there wasn't press all over the town. I mean, when they left the town limits, everyone's like, oh yeah, they're from that place where all the redheads are in power, but no one seemed to really care or want to document it, but everyone knew about them. And I think that would be a pretty interesting story about there being a town where only redheads are in power, unless that's just me, but I think that the news would probably be all over that, and they weren't, and it was very confusing. Felicity was an okay character. There wasn't really anything special about her, and for most of the book I just really didn't care about her. Felicity is a natural strawberry blonde, and she's been getting her hair dyed red ever since she was extremely young so that she'll fit in. This was basically shoved upon her by her mother, who is a complete controlling bitch. She forces Felicity to keep her natural hair colour a secret and forces her to take part in these pageants, and Felicity doesn't want to do any of it. Felicity wants to follow her dream and go to an art college, but her mother says that she has to go to college and get a proper job. So Felicity's dream is basically stamped upon by her mother. I did feel pretty sorry for Felicity because of the way that her mother treated her, but she never stood up for herself. She never stood up to her mother, and that really bugged me because she can't let her mother dictate her whole life and what she does, and she just never stood up for herself. She was also constantly annoying me with her paranoia about people finding out she was a strawberry blonde and not an actual redhead. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to punch her because she was so vain and everything about her was superficial and fake, because she just wanted her hair colour to be red so that she'd fit in and wouldn't be an outcast like everyone else who didn't have red hair. She even let herself be blackmailed to prevent people from finding out that she had strawberry blonde hair. And it was just so annoying. She did redeem herself towards the end though, and that's like the only time I started to like her. To be perfectly honest, I didn't care about any of that pageant stuff when I started getting further and further onto the book, because it was just pointless and just there so that Felicity would probably have a big build up to her big reveal. I just really wanted to see how far Felicity was going to go to protect her secret before she finally cracked, and she kept it going for much longer than I thought she would. I thought she'd have the guts to stand up for herself and not be so obsessed with hair colour and vanity, but she was, and that was really disappointing for me. And the other unbelievable thing was she didn't want to give up her red hair until she started getting noticed by a boy who didn't have red hair, and then she was willing to give it up for him, and it really annoyed me because that is just, ugh, I hate it when that happens. I never expected Felicity's mother's secret though. That was a surprise, and it did add something to the book because I kind of understood where Felicity's mother was coming from all those years now. But she's still a controlling bitch. The ending was alright, and I was kind of proud of Felicity at the end, but not that much. Overall, this wasn't the best book ever. It was okay, it wasn't anything spectacular and amazing. I don't think it's going to be a story that's going to stay with me. I'm probably going to forget about all these characters and everything that happened in this book within the next couple of months. The storyline was absurd and slightly interesting, but I didn't connect completely with any of these characters, and that kind of ruined it for me. So I ended up giving Red a 2 out of 5 stars. So that was my review for Red by Alison Cherry. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye everyone.